What's going on, guys? It's Felix here. It's 9:05 at night on a Monday, and today I want to talk to you about this concept of not watching the clock and what it means when you're starting anything new, whether it be a business, a project, or a podcast. So recently, I'm in a Facebook group and for this 30-day challenge to create a product from scratch, and someone was asking, what is the biggest challenge you have? What is the thing that is holding you back, that's stopping you from succeeding and moving forward in this challenge? And what I was thinking about saying, or I guess what I did say, was that my biggest issue is this: I keep on watching the clock. And what that means is that you constantly have this timeline, and I've constantly have this timeline in my head about when I have to get things done, when I need to see certain successes, when I need to see certain milestones. I'm constantly, instead of looking at what's in front of me, I look at the clock to say, okay, how much time do I have left? Like, how much longer is this going to take? And like, that's like, it's bad, right? It's a bad place to be because I'm not focused on the right things. And I was asking the guy that was asking the question. He said that he agreed. He had the same issue, and asked him, like, what do you do to overcome this? And the biggest issue for me right now is that I'm watching the clock. When you're watching the clock, you spend a lot of time looking at what other people are doing, comparing yourself to others, comparing yourself to competitors, comparing yourself to your peers. And that was what I was doing, because what I found out was that someone in my kind of circle or in the same groups I'm in is launching a very similar product. They're selling basically a coaching program for people that are starting podcasts. And when I first saw that, on the outside, I'm thinking like, oh, I'm going to take the advice that everyone gives me, other entrepreneurs give me, which is just to keep moving forward and don't think about your competitors, and just, keep moving forward and don't focus on them, focus on building your own thing. And that's what's going in the outside, but on the inside, I was kind of freaking out. I was afraid. I was thinking like, this is the end. I'm not going to be able to compete. I was worried about looking like a fraud, looking like I don't know as much as this other guy, looking like I don't have as good of a product as the other guy. And basically a lot of doubts and fears started entering my head. And the issue was like, okay, I don't know how to get around this, because I'm constantly now just thinking about the competition. Like, what's the competition doing? Looking at the clock and thinking, why aren't I further ahead? Like, I wonder how far my competitor got at the same time that I've been spending in this game. And it's constantly looking at the clock, constantly comparing myself to my competitors. And then I realized, like, okay, what if I stop thinking about what the competition is doing, just focusing on my audience, focusing on my customers, and stop distracting myself by looking at what other people are doing in the space, and just thinking about how can I serve my audience better. So what I started doing, what I really enjoy doing, is just reaching out to people on my email list, reaching out to people on here, and just starting a conversation, just trying to figure out what it is that they're stuck on, what it is they're stuck on when they're trying to start their podcast, where are they stuck in their journey, and then focusing on helping them. So that's what I've been doing. If you're on my list over podcastingsecrets.co, if you go there, you get the free book on how to launch and grow your podcast. But you also get on my email list. And once you're on there, please reply to my emails. If you have any questions, you're stuck on anything, let me know. I want to help you out. I want to be able to focus on serving my audience. I want to be able to focus on serving you. And I started doing that. I started focusing more on serving each individual person, and it changed everything for me. It changed the way that I felt way less directionless. I actually had direction going on because I was focused on solving problems. For a long time, the biggest realization for me throughout this, biggest transformation for me, was that I realized that as long as you are solving a certain person's problems, you don't see them as a mass of people. For a long time, when I was thinking about building an audience, building a list, building a podcast following, building an email list, building a social media following, I saw it as numbers, right? I saw it as kind of cold, hard numbers, and not as individual people. Now, instead of doing that, I've been reaching out to people, talking to them directly, and able to really understand like what is their problem, and just solving a problem one at a time. And that's all I've been doing, just solving one person's problem one at a time. I'm no longer staring at the clock. I'm no longer staring at what my competitor is doing. I'm just going to focus on serving my customers, serving my audience, and that gives me guidance, right? That gives me something that is actually worthwhile to pay attention to. So that's what I've been doing. If you're kind of stuck in thinking about like how should you start your podcast, why should I start a podcast? There's so many other podcasts out there that are similar to mine. There's so many podcasts out there that cover the same topic. Like, why should people listen to me? Don't think about competition. Don't think about how you compare in market. Just think about how can you start serving people today? How can you start serving your audience? How can you start building an audience by serving one person at a time? And that itself will give you the guidance, all the guidance you need, all the direction you need. So if you're thinking about starting your podcast, you're thinking about growing your podcast and to build a bigger audience so you can serve more people, make sure to grab the book over Podcasting Secrets. Just go to podcastingsecrets.co, grab the free book. You'll be on my email list. And when I email you, please email me back. Let me know what problems you have, how can I help you, how can I serve you. It obviously lets me help you, but then also gives me guidance, gives me direction on where to go. So hope that helps you out, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care and have a great rest of your day.